Sandy was a nurse in Manhattan. She was always cheerful and attentive to her patients despite the COVID-19 pandemic rage. She returned home from work on a Wednesday evening, prepared dinner. Sandy said to her husband, "My love, I feel exhausted after dinner, and I have a terrible feeling in my throat, like something wanted to strangle me." Brandon asked, "Since when did you feel that?" "My sweetie, let me get you some water and rest a little." Brandon, Sandy's husband, is a very caring man. They have been married for 5 years. Suddenly, Sandy could barely speak because of excruciating pain in the stomach, preventing her from breathing. Brandon, under the trembling shock of emotion, said, "My love, answer me. Sweetie." He called the emergency, holding his wife's hand and caressing her face, reassuring her that everything will be fine. They arrived at the hospital and were told that she has severe pneumonia and has to be under surveillance for 2 days after returning home to rest and take her medication. A week later, she is cautious, barely able to speak. Her husband took her to the hospital again. This time, she tested positive for COVID-19, but she remained strong. Still, the disease conquered her. It was too late. Sandy died 4 days later. Since Brandon was not allowed to stay in the hospital, he returned the next day only to find out his wife has died. The news consumed his soul, and he succumbed in bitterness. His world capsized. He lost the love of his life and his best friend. The hardest part is that he will never see her again. He was not allowed to see her dead body. He cried and grieved so much. He didn't want to live anymore. The doctor advised him to do a COVID-19 test, which came out positive. Brandon decided to go back home and get himself isolated. He didn't want to talk to anyone, even when his mother begged him to go to the hospital. His friends tried to help him, but didn't want to listen to them. Brandon didn't eat anymore. He wanted to die so he could be with his wife, the woman he loved so much, his wife, who promised to bear his children. Brandon was in a deep sleep. Suddenly, his wife appeared, and she shone like a star. She spoke with her husband with a tender voice. "Brandon, my love, please go to the hospital for your treatment. Do it for our love. You have to live. I will be forever your angel, and I love you." After 23 days of treatment, Brandon fully recovered, but it was with tears in his eyes and a heavy heart he returned to his house. He missed his wife's sweet voice, her giggles, and her charm. He missed everything. He burst into tears as the memories of his wife haunted him. Nothing would be the same. But Brandon is grateful because his wife's love had saved his life.